Hi, I am Fabian Alexander. I am going to begin on my synopsis for chapter 1, 2, and 3 of the book Communication Making the Connection, the ninth edition, which is written by William J. Seller, Melissa L. Beal, and Joseph Mazer. So, within the chapters, chapter 1 is connecting the process and the principles. Um, Within that chapter, it focuses on communication, making connections. What is communications? Why should we communicate? Principles of communication, essential components of communication, types of communication, distinguishing social media from face-to-face communication, misconceptions about communication, improving communication um, competencies, and then it summarized all the bullet points in regards to that. In chapter 2, it's connecting the perceptions of communication. Perceptions and communication, the perceptions process, the perceptual differences, and proving perceptions and competencies, and perception checking, and then it summarizes all of that. Also, um, it goes into chapter 3, where it's connecting self and communication. So, understanding self concept, um, cultural and self concept, gender and self concept, and then self fulfilling prophecy and impression management, enhancing self concept, and then it's summarized from that point on. In regards to chapter 1, where we're focusing on the meaning of communication and then the different types of communication, let's see. um, so it gives us a basic definition in regards to us being able to communicate in in a creative way, in a symbolic interaction, sort of at the same time. So it depends on your behavior of what type of communication you're giving. So the main definition in regards to that, that's what it focuses on. And then identifying some of the reasons for studying communications. Uh, I know, as you know, reading through um, the differences in the communication today is more technical. Um, a lot of people they communicate more through text messaging, chat, social media, and there's not a lot of real face-to-face communication. So I would say it was totally different from when I went to school, you know, years ago. Um, and computers is definitely a mode of our communication nowadays. You sort of have to know technology in order to be able to communicate by sending emails or text messages, or even file transfers is really important within our communication as of today. Also, understanding the fundamentals behind the communication. So, the processing of communication and the systems. So, it says a combination of parts in regards to the systems of communication. So, what I really have taken from chapter 1 is understanding why we communicate, what communication means, and what types of communication um, exist. And part of uh, chapter 2, the connecting portion of it, understanding why we actually are communicating in regards to the different types of systems just as well. So it says make a connection between the perception of your communication, um, which is you sort of have to organize your thoughts. So it's understanding the breaking down of organizing your thoughts before you actually communicate them. Because if you know, most people, and I've experienced this myself in emails, you know, if they don't thoroughly, set up a decent email, they send out one that may have, misspelled words or a miscommunication in thought. So some people, and I don't understand how you get offended in emails, because they're not like really speaking, but if you are off by a word or a whole sentence, you know, it becomes offensive to the individual because now they feel like they're being told something totally different than what was actually the meaning of the email. So it's understanding how you would set up your thoughts in order to get them out there the correct way. It's also giving the reason why um, people may perceive the same situation in different ways, which I just explained. Um, it's simple email, and it's the way the communication is said. And so if you are sending something that has all caps, some people may think that's yelling in an email, which is, I find, to me, it's like, read this and look at it, and this is really important. So, the yelling portion in there is a little crazy. But so primarily in chapter 2 is focusing on more so understanding how you would communicate. Um, so you have the right communication and the right focus on your communication. Chapter 3, it sort of focuses on the different types of communication. So, in regards to more of a personal, um, what they said, self-concept. So there's 6 ways of improving self-concept, and they break them down as, decide what would you change to improve yourself. So that would be more so how you maybe improve your communication with someone else. Describe why you feel the way you do about yourself. So it's easy for you to talk to your friends about certain things about yourself because it's more of a relaxed situation. When you're talking to certain strangers, it's like either you're not going to say much about yourself or you're going to taper how you say it, so they don't get a misconception of what you're trying to relay about yourself. So chapter 3 was more of like focusing on more of a yourself and understanding culture and how you perceive and how you can reflect on your communication on a personal level. And that's what I took from chapters 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.